Hi guys, it's On here. I am going to show you guys how to do lived-in waves with this beautiful model here. So one side I'm going to be spraying the new Milbon Repair Heat Protective Mist, and the other side I'm not. I just want to compare one side versus the other side, especially when you do a lot of heat styling, especially with curling iron, straightening iron, or blow drying. It really helps to mend the ends, give you more flexibility, and give you that movement, especially when it comes to really healthy hair or maintaining the healthiness. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply one side and leave the other side alone and rough dry and do my normal thing that I usually do in a salon. And I do a lot of curling irons, I do a lot of straightening iron, and this really helps my day in and day out, especially with my clients, and protecting the hair and keeping the hair nice and healthy. And one thing that's important with the new Repair Heat Protective Mist is that you must apply on damp hair. So towel dry the hair really well. That's very important because you don't want to dilute the products because it's a water-based product, so it must go on wet. So it goes into the cuticle and protects the hair from the inside out. So very important. And especially on her length, I'd say I'll do like a couple spray, you know, mainly on the ends where the hair is a little drier. And yeah, that's it. You don't need a lot. And also it's very lightweight, so it doesn't weigh the hair down. And I like that because it really works on all types of hair texture. So, all right, let's go ahead and start rough drying. So I'm gonna rough dry, and when you do rough dry, it's very important that you keep your hands moving. So therefore you can add movement into the hair. That's very important. And the speed I'm going with is, I would say second speed, high heat, and I'm using a Dyson Supersonic. I really like it a lot because it helps you dry the hair quickly. And with this, you want to keep the hair moving again, very important. Just because it's rough dry, it doesn't mean that you go crazy with the blow drying. You still want to keep it directional. And again, one side, I sprayed the Repair Heat Protective Mist, which is this side, and this side I didn't. You guys are gonna see the difference, which is really cool. All right, do the same all over. Again, keep the hair moving, very important. Backwards and forwards. And I would say about dry to the point about like maybe 50–60% dry. Really depends on the hair texture. And then you switch the nozzle into the concentration nozzle, which is a lot slimmer. It has more heat direction. So it really helps you smooth out the hair a lot easier. Okay, do the same all over here. I love the fact that it already has a lot more softness on this side versus this side. I can feel it's a little more drier on this side because it doesn't have any kind of heat protectant spray on it. So it's about that time. I'm gonna switch my nozzle. I'm gonna switch it to this nozzle. It's a lot more concentrated. And I'm gonna be using a metal brush because I really want to smooth this out without creating too much volume. I'm gonna start from the bottom, front, and working my way up to the top. Section this out. I'll take about like a good 2-inch subsection. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just smooth this out without creating any kind of bend. And really concentrate on smoothing out the ends and not tucking it in. Okay, like so. And I'm going to continue working my way up to the top. Again, taking about 1.5 inch subsections. And just enough body as far as blow dry goes, you do want to go in and just allow yourself more of the C curve section. Sorry. Let me drink this water. All right. So very important thing when you do blow dry is that you allow yourself to create more of a C curve section, like blow dry. Wait, okay, I'm gonna do that again. So very important when you do blow dry this is that you allow yourself to create more of like a C curvature motion, and then don't tuck the ends in, just keeping it nice and straight. Okay, do the same all over, especially in the back as well. I can already tell that it does have a little bit more of a shine to it, so it looks healthier. With the Repair Heat Protective Mist. Last but not least, the last section here. Again, see, make sure you get enough body in there. Okay, like so. And I'm elevating a little bit higher so I can get a little more body into her hair, a little more movement. And I'm gonna go ahead and just blow dry her bangs too. I'm just gonna flat wrap her bangs left and right. Okay, like so. Alrighty. So now let's continue to the back. Again, working your way up to the top. I'm gonna go ahead and just section this back part out, and I'm gonna work from the bottom up and continue my same directional blow drying as I use on the side. And all you want to do is just smooth it out. You're not adding extra volume, and if so, you can add a little body, just so it won't be so flat. Okay, and right off the bat, once I get to the other side, I can feel how the hair changes a little bit. Especially on the bottom, I can tell how much the hair changes. The side with the repair heat protective mist, definitely has a lot more shine to it versus the side that's not. So it's very lightweight as the other side, but this side has a lot more texture on the ends versus the other one is a little more polished. Sorry, it's just stuck in my throat. I have a frog in my throat. All right, so working my way up towards the top, and again, smoothing this out. I'm taking a little bit bigger section just because I'm not too worried about making this too straight or too flat or too much body. I'm just smoothing it out so I can set myself for the lid and waves. All right, and I'm just gonna continue blow drying on the other side as well. But it feels really good on this side, really like that. All right, finish that section and then work my way up to the top. Okay, doing the same. Smoothing it out. Okay. Once I get to the back part, the top area, I'm gonna blow dry this back and down. Right, like so. Okay, I'm gonna move on to this other side. Now I'm going to finish the other side, the non-repair heat protected mist. As you can tell, it has a lot more, it's a lot shinier. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this out on this side. All right. Again, I'm going to start from the bottom, working my way up to the top. Smooth out the ends. The one thing that's very important that when you do blow dry, you want to keep your nozzle on a 45-degree angle versus on top. Because when you keep it on a 45, you smooth out the cuticle a lot more gentle than to overheat the cuticle and dry out the hair. So this helps the cuticle stay in the same direction and make it nice and smooth. And then work my way up. Again, taking the same subsection. All right, like so. Okay, finish this up on the side. Again, you want to continue smoothing it out. Make sure you angle the nozzle on a 45-degree so you don't overheat the hair. I noticed that on this side, the hair is a little more unruly than the other side where I used the Repair Heat Protective Mist. And it's a little more poofy. It's actually more poofy than the other side. Okay, the very front bangs. Just gonna smooth this out. Alrighty, so we got them done. I just want to show you guys what it looks like on this side versus the other side. Just gonna clean up this little baby here. There you go. So if you guys notice that this side is a lot more smoother, so it still has the flexibility, but it definitely has a shine to it. Whereas this one is a lot more poofier, a lot more frizzy on the ends. It needs a little more taming. And that's one thing that's really important to me, especially when we work in Miami, Austin, and Chicago was definitely very humid. This really helps to protect the hair from humidity and also help to protect the hair from the heat. And you know, especially doing a lot of like heat styling, it really helps to keep the shine in. And definitely the flexibility as well too. So, all right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start curling her hair. I'm gonna do a lift and wave. This side I'm gonna be using a Marcel, and this side I'm gonna be using a clip iron. All right, excited. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start styling her hair out with Marcel on this side, all right? Start from the bottom and working my way up to the top. I'm gonna take a radial section from ear to ear. I'm gonna take about a good inch subsection, all right? Pin this out of the way. It feels so good. It's like nice and smooth. It has like a bit, it definitely has a shine to it. So my temperature with this Marcel is 300 degrees. And I want to make sure that I'm be alternating the waves backwards and forwards. So this one piece right here is gonna go towards the face and the other one's gonna go away from the face. All right. And the reason why I love working with the Marcel is that it definitely has a really good pressure to it, so I can apply as much pressure I want on the hair. So depending on what kind of texture it is, I like to apply a certain amount of texture, a certain amount of pressure to it, okay? And I love the way it rotates, it's a lot easier. And I'm using 1.5 inches on her, okay? Tuck the ends in a tiny bit, smooth it out. It's a lot, I do notice that it's a lot easier for me to tuck the ends in or polish the ends a little bit more with the Repair Heat Protective Mist. All right, this one goes forward, and then this one's gonna go away from the face. And I wanna make sure that my Marcel iron is going towards the scalp and then smooth out the ends, okay? I wanna make sure that the ends are nice and tucked or polished. All right, I'm gonna move on to my next section. Okay. So I'm gonna move on to my next section. I'm gonna take about 1 inch subsection. All right, so since this one is going towards the face, this one's gonna go away from the face. Okay, and then you wanna polish the ends. God, it's a lot faster. It's really great. Helps to keep the hair smoother. And then this one's gonna go away or towards the face. So you wanna make sure that it's going back and forth, alternating the waves. And then this one's gonna polish the ends. All right? And then my next section is gonna be about 1 inch. I'll work my way up to the top, all right? So that one goes away from the face. This is gonna go towards the face. And then you wanna leave your bangs out. Of course, take care of the stragglers, but most of the time leave them out because especially these, they're very short, so you can't really incorporate them. All right. And then polish the ends. Ah, that makes it so much easier to polish the ends. You know, we're always trying to find more efficient ways to work in a salon, and especially when it comes to styling, because after you finish a haircut, you want to make sure that the style really enhances the haircut that you did or the color that you did. So if you can find a tool or products that really helps to protect the hair and also make the hair looks good, it's definitely a plus. All right, this last section here is gonna go away from the face. And again, I don't want to incorporate any kind of fringe into it, just want to make sure that all the little loose hair. All right. And this is gonna go away from the face. Again, I wanna make sure that I polish the ends in a little bit more. Okay, like so. All right. And then one last section for the side. This one's gonna go towards the face. All right. Yeah, one thing about styling hair, I don't want to use too much heat on the hair. And especially with this, it makes it so much easier. It really helps to form the waves in a lot easier. So it's really, really great. All right, I'm now gonna move on to the back part. I'm gonna continue doing the same, working my way up from the bottom to the top. And obviously, this side is I used the Repair Heat Protective Mist, and this side didn't. So I might just go ahead and style the whole back so you guys can see the difference. All right, pin this out of the way. And again, right here especially, I'm gonna take smaller section because it's towards the nape, and this one's gonna go towards the face. So especially when it comes to the nape area, when the hair is really short, instead of like going parallel to the scalp, I'm gonna go pointing the tip into the scalp so I can get a lot more grip in the hair, okay? And then I'm gonna switch. Now we're gonna go into the regular non-heat protected. As you can tell, it just have a lot more frizz and a lot more untameness to the hair. So I'm gonna keep on going, working myself up to the top. So this one's going towards the face. This one's gonna go away from the face. Polish the ends out. Okay. All right, you still want to alternate backwards and forward. All right, working my way up. Again, I'm going away from the face, towards the face. I'm alternating the waves back and forth. And right off the bat, the ends tuck in so much easier. It polished the ends a lot quicker with the Repair Heat Protective Mist. Definitely will make my salon situation a lot easier, especially when it comes to styling. All right, so I do notice that the side that don't have that Repair Heat Protective Mist, I have to polish the ends a lot more. And I really have to like get in there and get the hair a little bit more polished. I have to go back and forth. So it takes me longer to do a section. All right, and then working my way up to the top. Yeah, it's so much easier to like polish the ends out, and it keeps the shine. It's really awesome. Again, my heat is at 300. and it has not changed. But the great thing about working with a digital iron is that the iron consistently stays at 300, so it doesn't fluctuate. When you're working with an analog iron that has like a dial that you have to enter in manually, the heat is not consistent. All right, last section. All right, and same on this side, last section before we move on to the sides. I do notice that the side that I don't have the repair heat protected mist, I have to like really go in and polish the ends out a little bit more and really make sure that the ends are nice and tucked in. So I have to redo it a couple of times. All right, so now we finished this side. I'm gonna go in and do the other side with the clip iron. Okay. Working my way from the bottom to the top. All right, this is a clip iron. And again, you want to alternate the waves backwards and forward. This one's going to go away from the face. So when we go in, I'm going to click and then drag out the ends. Okay. So again, I really want to make sure that I'm tucking the ends in. All right, so that one goes away from the face and this one's gonna go towards the face. Okay, again, tucking the ends. Really smooth out the ends a lot more. It takes a little more work than not having any kind of protectant in it, especially with the repair heat protective mist. It's a lot easier. Okay, and again, I'm alternating the waves back and forth. Okay, cut right fast. Cool. Now I'm going to keep on working my way up to the top. Again, inch subsection. So this one's going towards the face, this one is going to go away from the face. Tuck the ends in, and this one is going to go towards the face. All right, and I do notice that I have to polish the ends a lot more, especially when there's no heat protected mist. All right, last section here. Polish the ends. And then this one's gonna go towards the face. There you go. All right, so just gonna redo this part because I pulled it. here towards the face. Just want to make sure that this is nice and cool. All right. As you can see, this side is definitely a lot more polished. The ends tucks in a lot easier. I know sometimes it's really hard to see on video, but like the experience of it all is like, it's easier for me to tuck the ends in and smooth out the polish the ends a little bit more than this side, which doesn't have the repair heat protective mist. So this side I have to really polish the ends a little more. So it's a little more, definitely more work on overall. And this one's a lot easier and a lot quicker. And it keeps the shine in really nicely. All right, so last but not least, I'm gonna shake it out. Definitely, when you do the lived-in waves, make sure you do shake it out because you want to get that lived-in, broken-in look. So shake this out. Without much putting more oil in or any kind of other products in, you can tell right off the bat, it keeps the shine and the polish a lot more than this side. All right guys, so this is the end result. Thank you for watching my lived-in tutorial. This side, as you can tell, it's definitely a lot more polished. This is the side that I used the new Milbon Repair Heat Protective Mist, and this side didn't. Definitely a lot easier for me to style, a lot easier for me to blow dry, and you know, keeping everything really nice and healthy is my key. So thank you for tuning in. Take care.